Hello, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful day and it had a wonderful weekend as well. And for those of you who had Thanksgiving, I hope you guys enjoyed all that good food, the turkey, all that good stuff, and you had some relaxation, time away from the market, as this is a very difficult business to get away from, right? Because it never stops. But overall, right now, the markets were open today. Very light volume. Again, peanut gallery volume. I think the S&P had 50 million shares traded today. So again, very, very, very light. And it's not too surprising that we had a natural float up throughout the day. The IWM was actually down 1% at the open and was, well, you guess it, floated right back up. Right, so that's what you get with light volume. It will just keep floating up. But overall, it's holding quite well. We have a very big dark pool trade that came on Friday at the highs here at 179.63. It's interpreted to be as a short position right now. So shorts are safe essentially below this line at 179.63. Same thing for the S&P. We actually had a very, very big dark pool trade at the highs. So again, the shorts are safe as long as we remain below this level here, right? So essentially, as long as we remain below like 455, the shorts are safe. But overall, we are, we've been extended for quite a bit of time. Just reiterating the same thing over and over again. We're going to take a look at individual names. Right now, we've been due for a pullback. When it comes, it's going to come with a news event. The stochastics are ready to go. The daily, the 4 hour, it's already starting to go. The 1 hour, it's choppy. Oh, sorry, that's not the 1 hour. The 1 hour is already starting to go as well. But they need to reset. The weekly is overdone as well, right? So again, we've been just waiting right now patiently. And again, a lot of people are getting very bullish right now. And it's normal because we've had such a big run up. Everyone's looking to buy the dip for the next rally up. But I'm worried that we may not get that big run up like everyone is thinking. I think we could very well potentially start to play out in the bearish scenario where we start to come back down and we start to fill a lot of these gaps. Everyone's just saying, okay, well, we're gonna fill these gaps, but then we're gonna take off again. But then it keeps going, right? Right now, looking at wave edge on the daily, we got a big sell signal today. Again, I know it was light volume, so nothing really happened, but overall, it's still a signal on the daily. The 4 hour has been printing one as right here as well on I think Friday or Wednesday last week. The 1 hour, it's been printing several signals, so a lot of institutional selling here. So I'm guessing all this buying that they did, they're starting to revert back and starting to unload it back onto the longs, and retail is getting long. So the fact that we have such light volume shows you that institutional money is not playing in this market right now, and they're gonna wait for them to make their move. They're gonna wait. But overall, I wouldn't be too long right now. QQQ, same thing. Very similar signals. Nothing really much to add. We did take out that July pivot, so that's why I said it really, it could be opening the door to potential higher highs. But I would like to see the SPY take out its July pivot, right? We're not that far away. Right, we're only about 1% away, so I mean it's not a tall order, considering we did 11% in 3 weeks. It should be very relatively easy, right, for us to get to this level and go higher, right? But right now we're gonna play the waiting game. So yeah, QQQ took out its pivot, and we've seen a lot of people on Twitter and stock tweets. Everyone's getting very bullish. This is it. Bears are wrecked. Get long now. And this is the wrong moment to be long. If anything, you wanted to have long down there, which we did, right? I just exited the positions far too early. And again, that's the reason is to secure profits, right? But again, we missed out on obviously a very big run up, but we took some very nice gains. So nothing to complain about. But when we look at the Qs, right, breaking the July highs, you need to look at why they're breaking the July highs. Right? You look at Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Meta, and Tesla. Tesla is probably the weakest one out of all of them, but overall, the Mag 7 have been pushing higher and mooning up, right? Microsoft making new all-time highs. Right? This is going to help the Qs significantly, right, to go to higher levels. But that's when I go back to the IWM and I check, you know, if we're really going to new all-time highs, I want to see this thing breaking out. And I look at it on the 45-minute, excuse me, and I see no improvement, right? I see a big sell at the moment at the open yesterday, today, and you know, gentle float up throughout the day. But overall, if this thing starts to break back down, this is going to be a leading indicator of where the market is headed. And right now it's set up to do that, right? It's set up for us to get this move down here. So it looks like it just did its wave one, right? If we could go on the sub waves, right? The tiny minutes, like the 10-minute, and we look at the miniature, you know, version of Elliott wave, and you can see that there you go. You're sort of doing something like this, a wave two, and I think you almost filled the gap. Maybe we'll gap up tomorrow. We'll fill the gap, and then you'll come back down in a wave three of three, which should be pretty violent. But again, when is that going to happen? We look at a wave edge. Not wave edge. Market cipher. You still have red money flow, right, on wave edge, and it's starting to increase again, which is not a good sign on the daily time frame. Weekly looks good. Weekly, well, you don't have any green money flow, or you just cross back into it. You have some pretty bullish dual band strength index numbers, so that cannot be ignored. The monthly still looks like garbage. The daily, again, on the SPY, we actually crossed back into green money flow for like a day or two, and that lasted again for a day or two, and now we're tilting back into the red. And you can see when we go into the red, it's not a good time for the markets, right? It's a period of struggle, and we're not able to get out of it for quite a bit of time. So that's why I said once we crossed into the red, right, it could be the beginning of something, you know, something bigger to come, and that's kind of what's happening. We had this very big rally, and it almost did nothing in terms of adding green money flow to the indicator. So that's a little bit of a tidbit of a, you know, warning sign as well, that this rally may not be all what it's made out to be, and it could very well fail, right? But we'll take it level by level, right? We've climbed 11%. We're not going to go 11% down in a day. It's going to take some time, backing, filling, all that stuff. But looking at the weekly looks still good, still bullish, increasing green money flow on the weekly. The monthly actually had that pivot right on the 16 and the -5. You were looking quite bearish, but now you're looking pretty. If anything, you're looking slightly bearish, just very slight to neutral, right? So right now the markets on the larger time frames on Market Cipher seem to be unsure of what they want to do, especially with this big ass rally that we've gotten with seasonality, short squeezes, and everything that followed after, right? High gamma, low gamma. Let's take a look at some individual names. Okay, we got some nice action today in Roku. We've been tracking that one for quite a bit of time. So Roku looks like it's still in its fifth wave. I had it finished here, but the reason that I don't think I liked it so much at this level is that it wasn't a clear structure. Now you're getting something much better. So I'll just move some lines here. Let me get some shit out of the way. Let me get some stuff out of the way here. There we go. Just move this line down because this is just the larger pattern. It doesn't have to be pinpoint accurate. So there you go. That's your fifth wave. So you're in wave 5 here, and this is going to be the fifth of wave 1, right? The larger wave 1. I know it seems to be a little bit confusing right now because I'm just moving a bunch of lines everywhere. So there you go. That's your fifth wave. You should be in 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And if we're going to do sub waves of the 5 wave, then you should be in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? So you can technically still go to 110. So 110 was the target. You're into big resistance now. You should, now that you've done the move, it should go to, but it could finish at any moment, and it could be really, you know, it could fail, right? So it's nothing to do to, you know, to scare you guys that are long Roku, but it can end at any moment. If once the markets start to pull back, Roku will inevitably fail and it come back lower. Then we'll have to see if this larger pattern of a wave 1 and a retrace of wave 2 can hold. The lowest I would go probably maybe like 70, 71 from this upsloping trend line. And I'm pretty sure if we do like our fib retrace, we'll get something similar here. No, that's not it. Let me get like a fib retrace from the lows to the high. All right, you'll do a bit of a, there you go, something pretty close to that. 75% retracement should bring you right around this area. Okay, so that should be okay, and I think it should hold, and then you can go higher from there into a, you know, to another big rally. But everything will be dictated on what the S&P does. So yeah, there you go. So it looks probably a little bit confusing now because I got a lot of charts, a lot of lines drawn out, but it's not an easy structure to track. This is a complicated correction inside Roku. A more complicated one would be Apple. We'll take a look at that one in just a bit. But yeah, so a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and this is of wave 1, right? So that's just your count for wave 1, and then you just have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 of wave 5. And I'll just delete this, the ABC, because we don't need that anymore. That's finished. The price has moved up. We'll take a look at Apple, and we'll take a look at PayPal for all you PayPal lovers out there. So right now, Apple was in a short area. It got rejected from it quite nicely as well, with a nice little topping tail, or a doji, if you will. You came and you filled the gap. Now Apple should be coming down in your wave 3. If this is the case, this is extremely bearish, and Apple will most likely take out its 165 pivot, and you'll go significantly lower. We could do some price targets here quickly. So probably right around here is where you're going to be wanting to look for a potential long or a bounce on Apple of a wave 3. So right around 159 to 148 area, then you'll get a bit of a bounce, and then a final wave 5, and that could extend potentially to 110 from this upsloping trend line. And again, this is just what Elliott Wave is showing me right now. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, right? But this is what we're seeing. And this is a complex correction that we have here. So a wave 1, 2, and a 3. Okay, let me take a look here at PayPal. So PayPal firmed up a little bit today, which was quite nice to see. Let me just find... All right, I can't find it. The list is too long. Let's take a look at PayPal. Just type it in. So PayPal was up 1% today, and it's trying to hold, right? We'll have to see if this turns out to be something similar like Roku, where it wants to do an extended 5th wave, right? And this was just a big 4, right? It could be this. It could be that, right? But it doesn't have to, right? It could be already finished, and what we're seeing is just a wave 2, right? A 5-wave move of wave 5, right? Coming down, and this could be very bad. If it double tops, right, and you come back down, then that should be, you could be very well done for PayPal. So PayPal, let me just move this here up here so it's a little bit clearer. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm seeing here. So this is, we're inside the C leg, right? And in the C leg you get 5 waves, and right now I can make the minimum, you know, I could make the small counts fit here quite well, and this could be a 5th wave and it's finished. But you could still be in 3, right? 3 finished here, and you can now be in 4, and 4 will turn into a 5, which means this is not an ABC. and this is going to turn into a 1, 2, 3 pattern, something like this, right? So if PayPal is going to moon, it should do it now, right? And they should keep going right into $60 to 60, sorry, 60, 60, 60, or 60, 70, or sorry, 61.70 to $60.20. So that should be your target for PayPal. We could look at the indicators here. So PayPal, again, so you can take a look at the daily. You can see money flow starting to flip back into the red, drooping down. The 4 hour is still in red money flow, but you got it wants to cross back into the green. You're getting bullish dual band strength index numbers. The 1 hour could be printing a red dot, but you got green money flow. To me, this looks like it's struggling. PayPal is definitely struggling right now. Weekly time frame, you know, you're in deep red money flow, and this is why these wave twos, these larger cycle wave twos, can take very long to play out. They can correct, right? This can go on for a while and a long time, like natural gases. All right, Natalie Gas is struggling again today. It just gapped up on the futures contract being switched over 6%, so that's nice to see. But overall, natural gas has been struggling, right? You guys can see it was down today, and it's up now, but it was down today 2.5% again. So it's struggling, right? So these patterns can take a very long time to play out before, you know, you head over to new all-time highs in a wave 4 and a 5, right? This is going to be over the course of many years, many months. But right now what we're looking at is the smaller time frames, and we're just trying to see when this wave 4 is going to finish, right? And if this is going to turn into a wave 5. Right, or if the wave 5 was already done and we got to readjust our count. But for me, I think this fits more clearly. This is much better. So, well, I'll give you guys an update tomorrow. If it fails, then we'll readjust it back to a 5-wave move, like we've seen before, and then we'll go from there. Anyways, PayPal could play out like this. It could play out, but it could be a very short spike. Let's move on. Let's take a look at Nvidia. So Nvidia, right, got a bit of selling after its earnings. If it's starting wave 1, then you should see more selling happening here, and then it'll come back down, and you'll probably bounce off this upsloping channel that I've drawn, and then you'll do a wave 2 retrace, maybe back to the mean, and come back in wave 3 of wave A, and then boom, 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 and then, you know, you'll correct down. But Nvidia, obviously, Mag 7, not easy trades to take right now. None of them are, really, if you're trying to play it on the short side. And if you're trying to play it on the long side, then you're doing it at the wrong time. All right, let me take a look at the VIX. So the VIX has been hammered down many times, many days in a row. I'm curious to see what product they're using to keep the VIX so low and, you know, crushed for so long. But eventually the VIX is going to get its day in the sun, which is not good for the markets. And the VIX is going to spike up, right? That whatever is holding this down is going to blow up, and it's going to get a big green candle. And that's when we're going to have our correction. And then we'll see if that correction is short-lived and it's just a, you know, corrective move and we're going to go higher, or if it turns out into something bigger than we could, you know, possibly see, and this is just going to break past 26 and then go to 30, 50 levels, and it turns to a crash, right? But we'll take it day by day. We'll take it day by day. Right now, let me just check a few more things here. So we covered the SPY. I don't really have much to add, to be honest. Just that we're in light volume right now, and the markets aren't doing much. The markets are technically asleep, on vacation mode. And we may not get anything maybe until January, right? We could technically just keep floating up until the end of the year because of seasonality and what traders are doing, and traders are not working, right? But it could be a nasty Christmas. Maybe we'll get a nasty Christmas, maybe we won't. And that's just the name of the game, right? Let me just take a look here. Maybe we'll take a look at one more stock. I think someone was asking me about Newmont Mining, which is I'm a fan of miners. I'm a big fan of gold. you know, gold standard, all that stuff. You know, it's real money. And right now, gold and the miners are you know, they're struggling, but a lot of them are showing signs of possibly bottoming out. Like AG got a huge rally off the lows, which I did buy a lot of once we got here to like 460, and then look at that, we got a huge move off the lows. This is a, you know, massive trend line, historical trend line on the monthly time frame. I'm just look at it here. Right, and then if this is the beginning, then this, you know, AG is gonna have a huge run from $5 all the way to, you know, 26 again. It's just gonna go parabolic. All right, but this could take a while. It could do a lot of backing and filling. But overall, Newmont Mining is definitely struggling as well. Let me take a look at Newmont here on Market Cipher. It's printing some nice green dots at the lows. Weekly. Again, struggling here. Lots of manipulation candles, pushing price lower. They're trying to keep it suppressed. Monthly could be bottoming out, though, quite soon. Maybe next month or January, we'll get a possible confirmation of a bottom. Any rally would confirm it, though. Any rally could shift the indicators very quickly and can confirm the bottom. Wow, look at that SVM off the lows. You know, how much of a move is that? 24% already. So, again, why trade tech stocks when you can trade precious metals mining companies? So yeah, overall, you know, I'm very bullish on Newmont. I think Newmont has broken some, you know, pretty big supports here, but you've retested the COVID lows of 2020, and you got a pretty nice bounce from it there, and you're off. You could be off to the races, right? This could finish at any moment and keep going, because gold is breaking out. Gold is above 2,000 now once again. And silver is actually at resistance at $24.56. It's in a short area and at resistance, and it could go lower. But I mean, I don't really like to bet against the precious metals because I'm very bullish on the precious metals for the long term, right? You can take intraday shorts and stuff like that, swing shorts for a couple of weeks, right? They can go down and up. They're very volatile as well, right? You can see how quick silver goes down and how quickly it can go back up as well. Anyways, I think that wraps it up for today. Hopefully, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want me to take a look at some more stocks, let me know. I'll take a look at them, and I'll catch you guys on the next one tomorrow. Peace.